Talking Tickets. We got Justin and Sean joining us tonight to talk about our massive three-way trade, some PSA updates and possibly issues, and much, much more.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Gentlemen,
Justin, good to have you back.
long time no talk.
Yeah, I would say we had a lot of communication this week. All I know, I think it started with Justin and Sean trying to work out a deal, or I don't know who started it. Then I got involved, and
Well,
if you guys,
I think it started months ago when Justin wanted a specific ticket from me, and he started trying to work a deal. And finally, the ball started rolling just last week, and I involved you because you had a couple of you had at least a couple of tickets that I really wanted, and so we worked something out.
I think that's like the old saying, closed mouth don't get fed. I mean, sometimes, man, like with tickets, man, like, you don't know what the thing, like sometimes when I do deals with people, it's like the thing you least expect somebody would want. It's like, that's exactly what they want, so you just throw stuff out there, and sometimes people are like, I got to have that. I'm the same way.
How often, Justin, before we get started, how often do you make trades?
Man, I mean, it's how many times daily. I mean, I'm typically involved in, I would say at least bare minimum 5 trades or something like that every single day. I mean, it's every single day. I mean, I'm discussing something and throwing options, and and this show's a great platform. Booger Stub's a great platform. Instagram, obviously my eBay page, but I love it, man. I mean, this is all I do. So, bring on the trades.
All right. So I guess might as well just show the whole trade as is, and then we can maybe break it down a little further.
No drum roll.
And the reveal. All right. So I'll kind of put it up here. Maybe I need to get rid of, well, that'll work, Sean. So basically, Justin got a signed Bo Jackson debut. It's authentic auto 10, but probably would grade higher. I would say like a 2, 3, 4. Hard to say.
Yeah.
A Jordan debut. It's a 1, has marks on it. A LeBron debut full, which was a raw ticket, would probably go as a 1 or a 2. And then a Kobe 81 PSA 3. That was kind of a thing that we worked out on the last part of the deal. But I'll kind of pull up those tickets one at a time. Here's that Bo debut, so you get a good look at it. The Jordan debut, definitely some wear and tear and has some marks on it. The box office version.
Game used.
The Kobe 81, definitely an undervalued ticket. I think you said you bought one for $450, which was kind of ridiculous. Crazy. And then, what am I forgetting? What was the last one? Oh, the LeBron debut. And this is kind of in a crappy case, but it kind of shows you full ticket. It's got a scratch and some holes on it. So I guess, Justin, give me your thoughts on why you wanted these tickets and what the story is behind that.
Well, that's right down my wheelhouse, So now I have 4 LeBron debuts. I had a Stub season ticket. I had a Ticketmaster, and I had a box office that I got from you. So now I have a full. So I have, all, 4. But I did want a full. I actually went to that game. I just moved here to Las Vegas in September from the Sacramento area. So, that game is near and dear to my heart. And LeBron's obviously LeBron. Kobe 81. I mean, I get as many as I can. That's actually my 15th one now that I've got.
You have 15 right now?
15 right now, yeah.
Go big or go home, Sean.
15 right now. I mean, that's my running joke is I want to get 81 of the 81.
Why stop there? Why not get the whole stadium?
Right, exactly. But and then Bo Jackson, that's the last big Raider debut that I needed. I have about 30 some odd Raider debuts, and that was the last big one, that I did need. And then, we won't get into a debate on who's the greatest of all time, but I mean, the three that get mentioned a lot that play somewhat similar position, man, are Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron, in that order. Just kidding, but I did need that. I did have a Michael Jordan Ticketron that I bought at Golden. I bought it, for a pretty decent price, sent it into PSA. They sent it back, and they said they didn't do I knew they didn't do Ticketmaster, so I didn't know why I didn't think Ticketron. But literally, I put it on eBay, sold it, and 2 days after I sold it, 8 days after I got it back, they announced that they were going to start grading Ticketmaster and Ticketron tickets. So I've been wanting one since then, So for me to have that little goat mountain of Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan, that was a really big thing to me, and that's the ticket Sean's been talking about. I've been bugging him about with a million different trades for the last couple months.
So speaking of Sean, let's talk about what you received.
Yeah, so I got the I was the one who gave up the Jordan debut, and in return I got a Satchel Paige first win from Justin, and I got Cal Ripken debut signed. That was from Mike, and then I also got 4 Jackie Robinson rookie year tickets. That there's 3 in the picture because Justin still has one at PSA that he'll be sending me once he gets back. So I'll have 4 of those added to my Jackie Robinson rookie year collection, which now is up to 10. So that gets me a pretty good bump from this deal. The Ripken I needed because I had traded away my full Cal Ripken debut before for some other debuts, and Mike had one. I've wanted this for a while.
Got from you.
Yeah, which I had traded to him like a few years ago, and he got it signed. So now I got it back with a signature on it. And so that will replace my Ripken in my set registry, which, there's actually a couple of different versions of this one. There's different colors, but you'll see every once in a while with these old Baltimore tickets, you'll see the audit stub slabbed. And I don't like the audit stub because that's not the half that the fan took to the game. That's the half that the team took. And for whatever reason, a lot of those Baltimore ones got out into the public at some point. So you see those slabbed. I prefer not to get those. And this was the version that I wanted. So that's an important piece to me. And then the Satchel Paige, I don't know. You can talk to this, Justin. But when you won this, were you thinking about trading it to me at that time?
No, I mean, Satchel Paige is just amazing, But I mean, I think that was right when you kind of decided that you were going to start doing first. That was right around that time.
When you bought that at auction, I was looking at it, and I remember you messaged me and asked me if I was going for it. I told you I wasn't. So then you went. You went for it.
It was early on when you had mentioned that, so I didn't want to step on your toes because it was one that I really liked, but it wasn't like right in what I collect. But I do like Satchel Paige a lot, and when I can get anything that's Satchel Paige, I do try to get it. But I don't want to step on anybody that I deal with on a daily basis toes.
Yeah.
And I knew that you were doing first, and that's why I said okay. Well, I don't want to run each other up on this.
Yeah. So
I
for
really
me,
like that Satchel too. I think
it's the only one graded too.
It's a really nice one. So to conclude, for me, I think that this trade pretty much checks all the boxes of what I collect. All vintage baseball. It's got a Hall of Fame debut, a Hall of Fame first, and a handful of Jackie Robinson rookie year tickets. So I definitely got what I wanted in the deal.
That's a good segue to what I like to collect. Yeah. So the key for me was to get, I wanted a full catch Montana Clark ticket. And then when I saw it was a full autoed and the condition it was in, I was like, wow, I feel like this is an iconic ticket at maybe either an 8 or 9. I don't know if it would 10. And it just looked, it just has that look. It looks phenomenal. And I was like, man, I got to get that, and everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
And then after that, I gave up probably the most. I kind of gave up the Cal, the Bo, the LeBron. So I feel like I gave up a good amount, but in return, I was like, okay, if I'm going to give up all this, and I know the Bo is the sweetener, and I was like, well, if I got to give up the Bo, what else can I get? And then Justin threw out the Hoosiers ticket, which I've kind of been looking for, but it was pretty beat up, and it's got marks all on the back, but it's so rare. There's only like 4 or 5 graded, and I was like, you know what? I mean, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get just because the pop is so low on that. The other is the Nolan Ryan Brawl with Robin Ventura, the season ticket holder version. I'm a huge Nolan Ryan guy, Texas, and I've always wanted that one. I recently got the box office version from Justin. So, this kind of, I was like, and then after that, I was like, okay, what else? And then he got him to give me a Grateful Dead last ticket. Me and Justin collect last concerts. And it's such a cool looking ticket. I'm not like a huge Jerry Garcia, but I like last concerts. Grateful Dead's iconic. Jerry Garcia's iconic. The ticket is awesome.
Really cool.
And then Justin hits me up for an 81, and he beat me in the submission, said he'd give me a Rocky 4. And I was like, by that time, I was like, whatever you want to do, Justin. Let's do it. Take my 81. I'll take your Rocky.
I think that pretty much sums up how we both felt at that point.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever you want to do, take it. And talking about that Hoosier, like here's the back of the Hoosier ticket, which I know it is beat up and have writing, but sometimes the writing is kind of cool. Like somebody was at this game and wrote down the score. Like Milan was actually the the team. It wasn't Hickory. They called it Hickory just because it sounded more hokey.
Yeah.
But kind of gives you an idea of what was on there. But
I think they increased the score by 10 points.
Yeah, they had all sorts of stuff to make it super dramatic. I think I read also that they had like 40 kids come out for the team, or, half the school or whatever it was at the time, not 6 guys that turned into 4. It's Hollywood.
Right. Very cool, though.
But yeah, in review, this was kind of the deal. And I think I'll start it off. I look at Justin's. I'm like, man, he just got some iconic name tickets. He got the debuts, the Jordan, and the LeBron. They're not in good condition, but they are Jordan and LeBron. Like, come on, they're freaking the 2 best basketball players of all time. Another Kobe 81, and he got the Bo, which it's super nice, the auto and the condition. And I really liked his haul, especially if you're a debut guy. Now, give me your guys' thoughts on kind of your hauls or what you thought of the deal.
Well, I gave up 1 ticket out of this, and that's the only reason why I'm even involved in this. This could have been a deal between the 2 of you, but the only reason why I snuck in is because I had a Jordan debut that's in poor condition, that relatively low value, that Justin really wanted. I think that I probably got the worst of the deal.
Oh no! See, that's. I feel like you hardly gave up much.
Bro, my tickets that's game used, bro. My tickets.
Well, the reason I say that is because I'm selling low at this point. The value on a Jordan debut is probably as low as it's been, since the bubble for sure. And then who knows? It could rebound pretty easily, and so that was the only hesitation I had. What sealed it for me was the 4 Jackie Robinson rookie year tickets that aren't particularly valuable. They're just random games, but that's kind of what I'm really into, and they're hard to find. So it was an opportunity to get some.
I like this deal for you because
one of them's a double header too. So it's actually
one of them's a double header.
5 Dodger games for 1 Jackie didn't play in, but it was a big one. It was the clincher. So
true.
Yes, so it was 5 games, 4 tickets. Yeah. So
absolutely.
Yeah, you gave up 1 ticket and you got a Cal auto debut, which could be what, 5 or 10K ticket, hard to say. And then you got a Satchel win number 1, which is
Easily
Top
a $2,000
one.
ticket.
I mean, you stole you should be giving us more tickets, Sean. Where you took us to the cleaners.
Definitely not. Mike got the haul. Look at that.
No.
Look at that.
Where's the cash tip? I seen there was a cash tip. Where's the cash tip?
Yeah, I got $50 too, but only because Mike broke the case before he sent it. Crack. So he sent me $50 along with it.
It landed right on it, like 30 seconds after the deal was done.
Yeah, but seriously though, Mike, that catch ticket, if that comes back like a 9,
that all these tickets here, I think Mike has the 2 X factors in this whole thing. I mean, yeah, the Jordan could rebound and do a lot, but I mean, there's a lot of them out there now, too. But that catch, if that comes back, if you grade that, it comes back, let's say a PSA 9 and a 10 auto. I mean, who knows? I mean, you get a couple people in an auction that want that. The sky's the limit. I mean, 10, 15, 20. I mean, it could go, really high. And then, the Hoosiers, it's one of the easily 5 best sports movies ever, but it's a lot of people put it right up there. And there is, 4, 5, 6 graded. I mean, there's very few of it.
I'm very happy with my haul, but I feel like I did give up a lot to get it back. Sean gave up 1 ticket. I had to give up the LeBron, the Bo, the Cal. I mean, auto tickets. So I mean,
I think we're in agreement. Sean owes each of us a ticket.
Yeah, you have to pay us back down the road.
I've seen some of your tickets recently, Justin, and I thought, man, I should have held out for that. I should have held out for one of those because I think
at the end of the day, I mean, I feel, and that's what hopefully everybody watches this and that's what they see, man. Is I think everybody's. This goes exactly to what Sean's trying to do and exactly what Sean's trying to do with his collection. Myself included, man, this is, those 4 tickets are exactly what I want. I mean, obviously I'd love to have, a Babe Ruth ticket, involved in this, but that's exactly what I want and what I needed, for my collection. Yeah. And, and Mike's going to make, $100,000 off his haul. So.
It's to that point, Justin, I'm always willing to make trades. And if I'm getting something that fits my collection really well, then I'm always willing to give up some value. And it just doesn't really matter to me. The value, I'm not really concerned about lining up the value perfectly if I'm getting something that I really want. And in this case I did. So the value really doesn't matter to me a whole lot. And I was giving up something that I don't really care about that much.
The trade proposal we had before this, I thought was fair. I think you thought it was fair too, Sean. I know Mike didn't particularly like that. And but I know that I threw in, I basically threw in the Hoosier ticket for the Bo, which I know the Hoosiers probably that or double or
I think that's a pretty. I kind of like when I look at your tickets.
But it wasn't the Hoosier ticket. It's great, and I'm happy to have owned it for a year and say that because I don't know if it's going to be in the top 100 or not. I mean, it probably should be, but to say that I owned that ticket for a long time is great. But it really didn't fit anything of what that I collect. So to get a Bo Jackson autograph debut, that was so high on what I wanted, even though I was giving up something that I know was worth more than that.
Easy.
But no, it is. But either way, I'm not to make this complete. It made sense.
I'm not a collector of either of those things, but I think I would prefer the Hoosier just because it's tougher to find. The Bo Jackson, those are out there, and getting him to sign it, that's just a process. So. It's repeatable, but the Hoosier ticket, that's really cool, especially with that writing on the back. I didn't see that before. I think that's neat. I think it adds to it because when that game occurred, whoever wrote that had no idea what kind of historical significance that would become at some point. And I just think that's a cool piece to it.
I think when I was kind of doing the math, the values all added up. Each person got between 10 or 15K. Is that kind of what your estimation was on the value of each person's what they brought
Mine's
in.
definitely under 10K.
Well, I don't know. I think the cow could go between 5 and 10, and then you got the satchels worth a
way over
couple.
10K, man.
Yeah.
I think you're
Well, I guess the Cal is the tough one to as a raw debut. I think that it's about a $3,000 ticket. It's in really bad condition. You add the autograph, and I don't know how much that bumps it up, but to me, it doesn't bump it up a whole lot. But that's just my opinion. Obviously the market's different. And then the satchel page was sold. It sold at auction, like 2 months ago. So that's kind of an idea of what.
But yeah, I think, but I don't know. Like in that one, so I think I bought that for what, like 1,600 or something, or 15 or 1,600. I think somewhere.
I thought it was 2 something.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I buy too much. So.
All in all, everybody's happy with the deal.
Everybody's happy.
Oh, I'm happy with the deal. Absolutely.
But all this happened because like I had to and I can go over this quick, but I mean all this happened because like it was at the very last second, like literally on the like 1 yard line. I had a deal with somebody else that was fantastic that I was dealing with him for like 2 weeks, man. I mean, we were discussing. He sent me a million different tickets. It started off where he wanted because I've never had as much interest as I have in these Nolan and Robin Ventura fight tickets, man. Like I looked for one for 5 years, honestly, and I've been searching and couldn't find one. And then I won the 3 lots on eBay, and they were all like mint condition. And then, one popped up on Boogers too. So I went from looking for one for 5 years to all of a sudden having 4 of them. So he wanted that, and then he's said he wanted a called shot. He always wanted a called shot ticket. So we had a deal in place for the called shot ticket that I had at PSA, and the deal was done. And then I started talking with you about the season ticket, Mike, the Nolan Ryan Ventura, and then literally at the last second when PSA popped, because I did walkthrough on those. The Nolan, the Babe Ruth called shot, it showed that it was reattached, which it wasn't. I mean, there was a little piece of tape on the back, and I probably should have put that on, but it was on the back, but it wasn't reattached. It should have just been tape, on there. But he kind of balked a little bit, and so in order to make it happen, I got you guys involved, and we started discussing this big trade. And I had to give up my really, really, really good called shot, which I really didn't want to give up. But I said, if I'm going to give up this, I need to make sure that I'm getting back a Michael Jordan debut that I really absolutely need, and then the Bo Jackson. So I said, that was me justifying the deal. So the deal between us would have never happened if the deal before this didn't happen,
So really, it was a 4-way trade.
It was, yeah. It's kind of like with the NBA trade deadline knocking at the door tomorrow or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's exactly how it was. I mean, because we wouldn't have made this deal if I didn't make that other deal, and that was the thing. I mean, and then with that deal, it was I gave up the best college shot ticket that I had, and a mint condition Nolan Robin Ventura fight ticket, and got back that catch full. I got Wayne. I got this one, Wayne Gretzky, the GOAT 802 signed, ticket. I got this. I love Babe Ruth, so anytime I got it's got the COA too, so a Babe Ruth, signed cut. And then I got these 5 right here. I love type 1, photos. So I got these type 1 photos right here of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig that are all, really cool.
Yeah.
And you guys know I'm a huge Laker fan, and this is such an amazing ticket. If it was a finals clincher ticket, this would probably be at least a $5,000 ticket. It's a 1988 playoffs, but this is one of the coolest tickets I've ever seen, man. I mean, it's got the entire Showtime Lakers, man. James
that is cool.
Magic, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper. It's got all of them signed on that.
Who's that on the top?
Michael Cooper, Byron Scott, Magic Johnson, Kareem, and James Worthy. And it's got, it's COA to death. It's got Beckett, JSN,
Wow.
It's got all of them on the back. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably just PSA just as just a ticket, because it's the Western Conference Finals. It's not the NBA Finals. So I don't want PSA to mess it up and put all the game information on there, because it's totally irrelevant. I just want it slapped. So I'll just have them do ticket, and then with all the names on there. But so it was all those trades involved, and then when you put everything together and all the tickets, man, I mean, shit,
you spent a full work week putting that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple weeks. It was a really, because the whole thing was, man, like I went back and forth with this guy who's fantastic, man, and one of the best people I've ever dealt with before on Instagram. And when he was super understanding, and I get it. He just wasn't happy with how PSA came back with saying reattached on the ticket that I had when it wasn't. I showed him a video, because I took a video before I did it, and it wasn't. But I was going to have to resend it to PSA, redo all that over, and I knew that all of us kind of were talking and had a deal in place. So I just said, you know what, I'll just give up this really nice Babe Ruth called shot that I had, and at the end of the day, I think I came out happy with what I got. At the end of the day, when you add those other things in with it, and I'm happy. So
we're glad you're happy. And speaking of PSA, so we want to talk about what's going on. So they're coming out with a lot of stuff now that Beckett is coming into play. And, they are coming out with a blog, Ticket Treasures. PSA unveils new pricing and improvements to ticket authentication service, and kind of really start breaking down exactly what, they plan on doing. What did you guys think about, what PSA is, how about they're trying to step up their game and specify what they're doing and everything?
There was a couple of interesting points in the article. If you actually read it there, they hired new staff, additional staff for tickets. And like we talked a little bit about before, they moved the non-domestic tickets outside of the normal ticket line. So that's supposed to speed things up and make it more efficient. So, the all the soccer tickets and stuff that they have a hard time, validating, it slows up the whole process. So all of that's removed. So it should help make things a little more efficient, which is a great thing, I think. And then all of this is what I've been asking for a while, because this stuff changes all the time, right? Like you see these tickets that are slabbed before, whether it's laminated or stapled or stamped or whatever. And so you think that PSA does it, but they don't. And here's clarification for that. I think that this is something they should be doing on an annual basis, at least, just to update any changes that they've made, and then have it available to the collecting public, so that we can reference it if we're considering buying something that we're not sure how PSA kind of views it, because these things change all the time.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've always said with PSA is just that my number one kicker with them is inconsistencies. It's always been that, and I don't know, because we haven't discussed this at all, but I don't know where you guys stand on this. But the fact that they won't do a laminated ticket, to me, is stupid. I don't get that. You might feel different about that, but I collect vintage. I collect a lot of really old vintage. A lot of vintage way before there were graders and authenticators and things of that nature. And sometimes, on a rare occasion, people would, a laminated ticket, So I don't understand why that would have any effect on, because it's not like you need to, I don't know. I just don't understand why.
My understanding, Justin, is that, and I didn't realize this either, and I talked to somebody at PSA and they explained it to me, which makes total sense, is that if the ticket's laminated, they can't touch it. They can't put it in their hands. They can't confirm that the paper stock is consistent with that era. And so it would be very easy, or not necessarily very easy, but theoretically somebody could have a fake ticket, laminate it, and then send it in. And they don't have they can't be 100% sure. And remember, PSA is not, they're not saying that it's fake, or they're not saying that it's not authentic. They're just saying that they can't confirm it to put their name behind it, so that, you know, they're not 100% certain on its authenticity. So that was my understanding, and it makes sense. I used to feel the same way about laminated tickets, that, you know, it didn't really matter, but I thought that was a fair explanation.
Yeah, I guess I don't see the importance of that. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get like with I mean, of the vintage tickets that you see that are like you know, tried to fake or replicated. I mean, it's like obviously the 1941 Lou Gehrig memorial one, but usually everybody can see that when the ones that have a 126 on it are usually all the ones that are fake. But I don't know, man. I just think they're so inconsistent, and you know, for them to say something to that level is comical to me, because they mess up on such amateur level stuff. You know, to say, oh, we need to fill the paper stock, we need to do this, and we need to do that, but you can't get the basic stuff right. I don't want to give that to them yet. You know what I mean? Until they put graders and people in place that do that. But I mean, I've got 25 to 30 tickets that are completely here. And if you think I'm wrong, I'm going to show you this one.
Well, when you get thousands and thousands of tickets, Brady, there's going to be a few.
Do you want to see Lou Gehrig's 350th home run?
Wait.
Yeah, everybody knows this ticket. This is Lou Gehrig's 350th home run. You see that?
So
I mean, this is the most famous ticket in the world, and you put Lou Gehrig 350th home run. I mean, I have a ton of them over here, man.
You're right, Justin. The issue with that stuff is that the people who put the flips into the case and put it all together and everything are different than the actual graders or the authenticators, and so they're the ones making the mistake. And that's like, and you're right, that is definitely a big problem. It
too many hands in a pot. Yeah. I mean, you know, maybe you need to like pay to a different structure like that, or have different teams that do that, because when you have errors like that happen, I can remember
it gives them a bad name. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so that's my only issue, because you know, you're saying like 100 years of history or whatever. So like somebody that laminated a ticket, you know, I don't know, whenever people were laminating, you know, tickets, but if it was however many, you know, decades or whatever ago, that's when it was. But this vintage ticket, they just won't do it. You know, now is
yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of understandable, and hopefully, I don't see them overturn that laminated. But I would think with these changes they've made, which I think are a direct result of Beckett getting into the marketplace, that they'll eventually, you know, make these errors go away. And that's what, you know, the great thing about competition, because if they don't, now there's an alternative. When PSA have a monopoly on ticket grading, it didn't matter like how many errors they made. You had to send it in, but now there's an alternative.
See, I had 4 big tickets over the past probably 18 to 16 months. Big tickets that I sent into them that they sent back to me. 2 that I sent back to them because they were so egregiously wrong, and then they sent back to me again. One I sent to actually 2 of them I sent to Heritage. Somehow Heritage got them. They sent them to PSA. I didn't even tell them to do that.
So the question is, will you be using Beckett now?
And they graded them. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you fail it twice with me, but then you grade it with Heritage? And then another person that I know really well, that was a laminated ticket.
So are you done with him? What's the plan going forward?
Sounds like he's done with him.
Could be. I don't know. You know, all I'm just saying is this is they treat me like I'm average everyday Joe Schmo off the street. I spent $235,000 with PSA last year and $200,000 the year before, and they treat me like I'm nobody. You know what I mean? Like that's the frustrating thing. It's like when they make these errors. I mean, on a Babe Ruth called shot, you put Lou Gehrig 350th home run. you know, and you won't say, hey, look, send us in. We're going to take care of this. I mean, that's frustrating to me, you know.
Sounds like it's maybe Beckett time. Beckett needs to get Justin on the phone like ASAP.
They could. I'll be a great spokesperson for each single one of them. But I got a shitload of tickets, man, and so if we're gonna redo everything, we got to do a whole lot. Sorry, P Daddy G.
This is a family show.
That's right, a family show. But yeah, I guess the only thing I noticed about that, it still sounds like they won't grade the COVID ticket, the Oklahoma City one, which is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure Beckett will do that.
It said that they won't. I thought they were going to.
Was phantom tickets for a series that was not played or a team did not participate. So maybe they will start doing that.
I think I heard that they will. We might. I might want to confirm that, but yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure that they officially started that already. That they're grading that.
Yeah, if you get word of that, that'd probably be curious.
So real quick, inconsistencies on this. They said they said they don't want to do tragedies, right? But like. So Kobe's first game after when he passed, right? It was a massive event at Staples Center. They wanted to label it in the beginning, Anthony Davis double-double.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think it's
a Kobe Bryant tribute game, but they said that was justifying like a tragedy, which is crazy to me. You know, I sent in a Kobe Bryant the day he was drafted by the Lakers for a Dodger ticket. They said they didn't want to do that because it wasn't you know, it didn't have anything to do with that.
I feel like they should, any comment you want that's relative to the event should be put on there.
Well, okay, so but it has to be
a point.
It has to be actually something to do with the event,
right? It can't be.
If it just happened to happen on that day and it had nothing to do with it, a Dodger game had nothing to do with.
Okay, Kobe Bryant. I have a St. Louis Cardinals Stan Musial 100th home run that says Babe Ruth passed away that day. You know,
I don't think they should have slabbed that.
What if I want to take it? It's my son's first game.
Why shouldn't you though?
Did they do my son's first game?
Sean, why shouldn't you though? Because it has something to do with that day and a normal.
I guess if you can connect it to that actual game, like let's say, you know, they took a 10-minute break because of Babe Ruth's passing, and you know there was a newspaper article about that or something, then sure you could put that on the slab because that happened in that game.
But like, does anybody that's going to buy that ticket think that Kobe Bryant got drafted on that day? Oh, that has something to do with the Dodger game.
I guess it's kind of a slippery slope then, because what happens, you know, because then if you go down that road, there's no end to it. Just like Mike said, what about the day my son went to his game for the first time ever? That's, you know, like.
I mean, if your son's Kobe Bryant, I mean, I just think that if there is relevancy there, right? So it's like it's a Dodger ticket. He's an LA legend, right? You know, I mean,
yeah.
So I think but as I'm saying, this is for collectors, right? As a collector, you would say, man, that's really cool. Like, this is the day that Kobe Bryant was drafted into the NBA. This is a Dodger ticket, right? So like, you have to be an idiot to say, okay, oh shit, Kobe Bryant was drafted by the Dodgers? Like, I mean, like, what is it?
I guess
it doesn't have to do anything to do with that.
There's just a gray area, and I guess it's just finding that line. But I wanted to pull up something that I know really will get Justin even more fired up.
I think we need to tone him down a little bit.
Because this was shown on Booger's Stubs. And I can't remember who pointed this out, but I thought it was very interesting. And I actually have one of these tickets. So basically, John Elway the Drive, it's this ticket. You know, his famous drive where, you know, he AFC championship game, came down the court. I don't know why this is zooming, but came down the field, won the game, 98-yard drive, whatever it was, right? And there's a lot of these tickets out there, full tickets. Well, it was claimed on Boogers that this ticket is not correct. This is not the drive ticket. This is a phantom ticket from the next season's Browns playoff game that never happened, which he claims. So he said, this happened. This is the 1986 season ticket. And these are proofs, 1986 season ticket identification. Well, the drive happened in the 86 season, but it was January 1987.
Yeah,
because that's when the game was. January 11th, 1987. This was his proof. He goes, here's 1986. That means the playoff would have been this old school Browns helmet, not this newer school Browns helmet. And then he gave the different versions. 85, 86, super old school helmet, has 85 on it. This version would be the 86, 87, which was the drive year, because 87 was the AFC Championship in January. 87, 88 is this one, which is the same one as what they marked as the drive. And then this is the 88, 89, which looks a little similar, but has this lighter brown helmet. And then I always thought this was interesting too about this ticket, because there's 32 fulls plus 8, 40 fulls for probably the biggest game in Cleveland Browns history. Like, how could there be that many fulls? Then I wondered, how many stubs are there? Oh, there's no stubs. So I'm like, this all kind of makes sense. Wow. And I don't know if you read this. Did you see this, Justin and Sean, on Boogers?
I read through it, yeah.
I did.
Thoughts?
I think that's really interesting. I had no idea about this. It's not a ticket that I own or I've ever wanted to own, really. So, but on your point with the fulls being so common, I've always thought that whenever there's a ticket where the full is more common than the stub, when it's a vintage ticket before the scan, I've always been very suspicious about where those came from. It's like that just doesn't make sense to me. They were printed after the fact, probably, or something happened that they weren't actual tickets. And I think that's spot on right there. It makes sense.
Anybody want this one?
We got a real one. That's a real one, right?
Oh, no, that's a fake one. If it's
is it?
Yeah, that's if it is all true.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So what is that one actually? That one is the following year's.
They claim that is the following year's version, the 87.
And it's a phantom ticket because the game didn't happen.
Right, like they printed them out, but
yeah.
And I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but people on Boogers seem very adamant that this was true, and it all kind of adds up.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anybody else give.
I won one like about a year and a half, 2 years ago, right when things were kind of blowing up a little bit. I think it was Boogers or something. Somebody posted who won this lot, because it was a lot of it was 8 tickets to that Stubs, and it was a program. And so it was ironic when I seen that post yesterday or today or whatever that showed they usually come with a program or whatever. So it might be the same seller, that's trying to pull that one over on everybody. But I verified with I think Guy probably talked, because Guy on Boogers, who's fantastic, one of the best ticket collectors I know in the world. He's a huge Broncos fan, and I won't hold that against him. I did want that ticket because it's a great event, even though I hate the Broncos, it's a great event in NFL. But yeah, I was like, I don't want them if they're fake. And it was tough, stuff that's not dated or anything like that. So that, anybody that watches this that's not in Boogers Stubs on Facebook, I definitely recommend. It's a great site to go to that'll give you great knowledge. But yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, here's some other. They kind of had some other pictures I wanted to flip through, but they're like, oh, this commemorative ticket shows it as being accurate, and then the guy kind of showed some other ones, like, oh, here's 85, 86 Browns tickets, 86, 87. He's showing them ripped, 87, 88, 88, 89.
Yeah, football's tough, period.
And then here he has. They claim this is the real ticket for the drive. So I don't know. It's just interesting. And I need info. I need more info.
Was that last one that you just showed a real top and a fake bottom, or those are both real?
Those are real. Looks like they are ripped in half. Yeah, and they have both ends of it.
Actually, who knows? What if that is? Because you can't really tell. It could be a fake bottom. Because there are no fulls.
Oh no, there. Well, it has the helmet, but it is 2 different stubs. It has a different section and row.
Oh,
this looks like the. Looks like he has had 2 different stubs that he put together.
Okay. Right. So.
Yeah. See, the ones that I think I got didn't even have that on top. So. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, they usually come like this though with that same program or whatever, but I don't know.
that new information is always coming out, and obviously PSA always has to update, how they approach situations. And I think that this is no different, because obviously in the past they erroneously created a bunch of them. But
yes, we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if we'll get more clarification, or if PSA will come out and say, "Oh, we made an error on this one," or this whole boogers thread was an error. But I'm sure we'll get some.
I don't think it is, though. I mean, honestly, collecting, actually memorabilia as long as I have. That's why I love tickets, because the ticket community, man, is. I mean, they're. I don't want to say they're the most knowledgeable, but they got to be up there in the memorabilia community of knowing their shit, and like that group is fantastic. When you have a question or have anything, that people do their research and they'll look things up and they'll help you out, man. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah, totally agree. New thing we're doing, the eBay buy of the week, and this one, man, every week. Sean, I don't know how you found this, but
actually, somebody who I have a great deal of respect for, who's a huge collector, sent it to me just today, and I was
eBay. Hey, 2 full tickets for the Royals in 1986, September 2nd.
I can't believe I sold those so cheap.
Just another game of the week. Can somebody explain to me what's so special about this game?
Yeah. It's Bo Jackson's debut. 2 full Bo Jackson debuts in the same auction. And the buy it now was 600. Obviously, somebody jumped on it right away, but the auction started at 275.
And we're probably looking value-wise.
Right?
What's that?
Somebody had to know that they were special tickets, because you don't
whoever bought them obviously knew. I mean,
but if you were selling them and you sold 2 random.
Random
1986 tickets for 600.
This person had a lot of 1986 for sale. So the same person, this Karen 5276 Karen, had multiple 1986 Royals tickets that she was listing, and this just happened to be the September 2nd game, which I'm guessing is probably a $4 or $5 grand combo at least, right?
For the 2?
Probably, yeah.
At least.
Yeah, I would say at least, yeah.
So you're probably looking at 10 times.
They're $3,000 to $4,000 a piece, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting, and to Justin's point about them listing it at 275 to start, it's like maybe they did think it was something. And you see that a lot, where if somebody who doesn't know ticket value, doesn't follow the market, they'll list it high, or seemingly high, and thinking that, well, maybe it's something, and I don't want to undersell myself, because they don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can, like, when you're listing on eBay, I want to put both teams' names if I can. Like, I just look at this title and be like, okay, this person, I don't know, they have 1,400 sales, but their listing looks like crap, because they should have at least the opponent's name on here, or the White Sox.
Right.
And look, this is all her stuff. This Karen, it just looks, she had these other ones too. So it just tells you somehow she came across these tickets and is like, I'm putting them on eBay, and there you go.
Yeah.
And don't ask her for any more of those tickets, because Mike's already asked her 5 times. So just kidding. No, I didn't even see that one, man. That's incredible, man. That is absolutely incredible that somebody got that for $600. That's
happening all the time. Seems like every day.
Like we say, every week. It's the crazy thing about the ticket community or the world. Like, you just find these crazy ass deals that, if you're a hustling, what you're looking for.
Yeah,
you can hit it. I will get you guys' opinion on this sale. This was another one I was going to bring up. Was somebody actually eBay auctioned a Brady debut.
Yeah.
PSA.
I might have been right below that. I think I was, well, maybe not. Maybe not the second one, but I was 4,995. That's where I was at on that ticket, because I think that was a fair deal on that.
Yeah.
I think kind of this was the agreement that this.
I don't think it was a great buy, but it was fair though.
Right, and that's kind of, I think, why I think the market's in a good place, because prices that we think they should go for are going for that, not going for substantially lower, substantially higher. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like a $5,000 ticket, and that's pretty much what it went for.
Yeah, it's stabilizing, seemingly.
Yeah.
Right. And this probably would have went for what, 15, 20 in the peak?
Yeah, this is definitely one that's come down quite a bit since the bubble.
And I think Brady's stuff, it's kind of like he's the greatest of all time. I feel like it's kind of at a bottom.
Yeah, I would have thought that was that's what I thought. I thought 5,000, maybe 7 on the super high side, but I said
this is the season ticket holder version, which I think everybody agrees.
That was the good thing, because it's like, man, like I just look at that ticket and I go, man, how awesome would that be to like get him to sign that like in a white paint pen, like across all that black, if you can get him to sign it, but and maybe you will, now that he's retired, but I think he's
got that Fanatics hookup.
Yeah, maybe you're gonna make more. He's gonna make more money broadcasting than he is playing, now. So I'm bummed. I thought he was gonna come to Las Vegas. I thought I was gonna get to see Brady as a Las Vegas Raider here for like 2 years, man. Shit. Now we got to get Aaron Rodgers.
P. Daddy said he found a deal. 2 McGuire first career home run tickets on eBay this week for $20.
That is. P. Daddy, I'll take one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make a trade.
Yeah, we need proof. Send Sean.
Yeah, I'll let you double your money right now.
I actually found an amazing deal on eBay that I don't want to talk about until I actually get it in hand, because it's on the way. I'll talk about it in a future episode. But it's a great eBay story and an extremely rare ticket.
So we're gonna act like last night didn't happen, right? This whole show.
Oh yeah, tell us about your little.
I bought the very first
Mr. Laker. I want to hear.
The maybe one of the greatest records in sports did not happen last night, but yeah, I bought the first one. Everybody was waiting. Everybody had their toe dipped in. I seen there were like 27 people waiting, and it was listed for like 10 minutes. And so I messaged the person and I got it. I don't have it. You
don't have it?
You got the picture of it.
You don't have it?
Oh yeah, I do got the picture of it. So I'm gonna pull up. Hold on.
Night,
so what's the story on this, Justin? You who?
So the gentleman that sells it, I bought from him before. He so it's funny because I've seen people and they don't look at it very carefully or see his other listings, so you could see how the thing borders over. So some people are like this, and it's, to me it's funny, but some people block out the cert on their PSA slab. Some people block out everything like this because, I don't know. Everybody thinks everybody's going to counterfeit everything, and that's fine. I get that. But so this person has, he gets 6 tickets to events, and so he got 6 tickets to this event, and so I was the first one, and then I think I was because literally there were like 23 people watching it. And right when I hit buy on there, after I messaged him a couple times, the other 5 were gone within like 90 seconds, I think, but I know this because I'm an LA guy. So I know if you want to get a ticket to LA, to the Lakers or to the Dodgers, good luck, man. They do not print,
Yeah.
They're probably
how did he get them,
the Yankees. I know he gets 6 tickets sent to him, for every event. So I don't know if he has some type of special deal with them or not, or some type of season ticket holder deal. I don't know, but I got a Albert Pujols 700th home run as well too, and that's a very, 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 very tough one to get. But yeah, if you're trying to get a ticket to a LA, even as far back as like Clayton Kershaw's no-hitter, I think that was 2017. They're very rare.
So Justin, I've seen a couple of these on eBay already. Is it the same seller?
It's the only one. So the only real one that you've seen on eBay. So somebody else posted one for $299. It's the same seller, but it was for a different game against the 76ers. So the only ones that sold there were 6 of these that sold for, I paid $1,350 after the fees, and he sold all 6 like that. And they're the only real ones that I've seen. There's a seat locator one.
Oh yeah, look at this. You seen this now? Do you believe this?
No, it's not real. There's no way that's real. There's no there's no
9,000. Is that real? Is that really going to get paid?
No, that's a
Does seller have zero feedback? Is that go back to the?
That's 500.
Right? No, 10.
Oh, he's got 10 feedback. Oh, okay. So
that's how many family members he has. There's no way that one right there is worth more than like 1,000 on the best. I would say 500.
This is real though.
It's real. I just got one. I don't know if I have it right here, but I just went to the Las Vegas game over here, the hockey game the other night, and I tried to just test it and see. I don't have it right here, but yeah, they kind of look like that, you know.
Oh, is that a seat locator?
Yeah, I mean it's basically the one that they'll print you off, you know, there if you have the ticket on your phone.
Just so you can reference it when you go and somebody's sitting.
I mean,
but not everybody gets one of those, do they?
Yeah, at the Gold Night ones they did like if you ask for it, you know.
Yeah.
So everybody at the Lakers game could have got one of these?
I don't know. You know, I really don't know. I was totally prepared. So this was my whole game plan. I was going tomorrow night, you know. I thought for sure he was gonna break the record tomorrow night. And I talked to both of you guys this. I'm frustrated because 36 points was very frustrating, man. It was so hard to gauge that. Like how do you get like the tickets were $1,000, like the cheapest seat they were $1,000, man. So it's like for one, I'm a single parent, I raised my daughter. I can't like fly from Vegas to LA and be there for 3 days and just wait for LeBron to do his thing. So I thought it was going to be on Thursday. You know, that was what I was banking on. And I listened to too many reporters because they said, okay, well, it's against the Milwaukee Bucks. Kareem played for the Milwaukee Bucks. LeBron's going to get the ball. He's going to go on the right hook. He's going to shoot a sky hook. He's going to break the record. And I'm like, oh, man, like I believed all that. And then I'm like, oh, man, this is Hollywood. Man, what
do you think is the better scenario? The scenario that played out for the Aaron Judge home run where there are tickets everywhere, or the scenario where you really had to work and earn to get this LeBron ticket and now it's super valuable?
For sure, man. Like, for sure this one.
Well, I think the question is more related to like the collecting community because there's more available to, you know, for collectors to get. Whereas this one, you know, you can't really get it unless you're Justin.
As a casual collector, I would say, then that's fantastic, you know, to do it where everybody can get one. You know, I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, I hope everybody, when they get in the race, everybody gets an award. But, you know, I want, I want something like this that's like such a great event. I want it to be as rare as it should be, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Because you got to think for the Rangers game, there'll be 400 or 500 that'll get graded by PSA minimum, you know, maybe 1,000 or 2,000. This will probably be a dozen.
The one I got from you just popped last night. PSA 9. I just got that one last night. I think I got the image this morning, you know, from PSA. So, but yeah, I mean that one's it's not it's common. I mean, obviously, I think over 100 in tickets is common.
But Sean, what do you think is a better scenario for the collector community, the Judge scenario or the LeBron scenario?
I think the Judge scenario is better just because, you know, it gives more people an opportunity to get in and win the race. At least
everybody gets participation trophies.
You guys know the Kareem ticket, right? You know what the Kareem ticket was, right?
The Kareem ticket?
The 1984 when Kareem broke the record against Wilt Chamberlain. It was on my birthday, April 5th, 1984. But what's amazing about the ticket, it happened here in Las Vegas. So the Utah Jazz played a few of their games a year at the Thompson-Mack Center in Las Vegas. So it's a rare ticket because it was in Las Vegas. It was April 5th, 1984. And it really is a rare ticket, you know. So I don't know, for an amazing event like that, I like the fact that it's hard to get to.
Yeah.
I mean, for something that's like that, to get to that milestone is so hard. It shouldn't be so easy to get the ticket, you know?
Yeah, and in today's world, a lot of times it is, and it kind of makes the event less kind of, you know, special, I guess, to that point, if you look at vintage tickets, which is what I'm into, a lot of times it's just 5 or 6 or 10 that even exist. So it's true. They're extremely difficult to get, and it's quite an accomplishment to find one even. So maybe what's your plan with it now, Justin? Are you going to get it signed or?
I'm going to grade it. You know what I mean? Like the guy, he was very responsive. I asked him, I said, because they were all blocked out. So I like to collect the numbers, of the seats. So I said, hey, do you have a number 23? I said, I'll pay you $1,000 for a seat section, whatever, 23 right now, for it. Because that was the bounty that I had out. I told everybody I'll pay $1,000 for one. And he said, I'm not taking anything less than what I have it offered, which was kind of weird because it was like 1,199 or best offer, but he wasn't doing anything less than that. So I said, okay, well, so he said he didn't have that. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to do the show with you guys tomorrow. So I said, can you take a picture? So I bought it because I figured they were going to go because I seen the watch list, how many people were watching it. So I said, I'm going to buy one. Can you send me a picture of the one that I'm going to get, for tomorrow? And, but I didn't get that because I guess he's out of town. And it says that on his eBay's account that he's out of town, so until like Monday or something like that. So, but
so do you have any concern that it's legit, that it's not some kind of scam?
No, I don't, because the one thing I give eBay is as much as some people on eBay suck, eBay is great. They protect you, man. So like, I have eBay protection, I have PayPal protection, I have my credit card protection. I got 3 levels of protection, man. Yeah. So I could buy anything, man. You could try to sell me the fakest of the fake, man. And I got time to like check it out.
Right. The question is everything you have is for sale. Would this ticket be for sale?
Of course it is.
Of course. Of course. This one right here that I got is way harder to get from me.
All right, let's go to the pickup segment. What do you? I'm
going to show you this one because, like, obviously, if you guys don't know,
God, look at those tickets in the back. We just widened the screen.
Yeah, those are all.
I was looking at the Lakers mannequin.
That's Kobe's game used jersey right there, and those are all Kobe's first. That's all Kobe's first of everything. So, and these are all ones going ready to PSA. I just got it's like 1,000.
Holy cow!
So, so this is one of my best tickets ever. This is the holy grail to me. So I was a musician. I put out 15 CDs. I was on an album with Tupac. This was the night Tupac got shot and then died at the MGM, at the Tyson Sheldon fight. So this is one of only 2 full tickets, and it was signed by Mike Tyson. So that's a great one. But the other person from that era was the Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, man. And so I was approached with this ticket like about a year ago, and we couldn't come to agreements, and we finally did after a long back and forth. But this is the Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, man. This is the night that this is his last public appearance at the Soul Train Awards. It's the night that he was killed right here. And I know that a couple people, because they haven't collected tickets as long as me, especially music tickets, balked at this right here, because it's a Soul Train Ticket Award, the section, row, and seat. They do write that in. And I was a musician for a long time, and we could get into a long discussion on why they do this. But just to give you guys clarification, I got a couple Soul Train awards, but they all do this. This is March 29th, 96. They all do this. They just, when they do these music awards, they want to make sure that all the seats are filled in. They don't want to have pan through the crowd and have seats empty. So they'll print these tickets. They're all legit tickets. They're dated and everything. So like, there's nothing bogus about them. But they put these in there as people get there to make sure everything's filled in, because they don't want to be embarrassed if like MTV or VH1 or BAT, whoever's filming,
Right, they'll have seat fillers.
Yeah, exactly.
Seats.
You know, so but this is a massive one, man. I mean, this is as big as it gets.
I'll say that's the night he died.
Yeah, this is the Holy Grail. This is March 7th, 1997.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the Notorious B.I.G., man. This is the big one, man. Like, this is bigger than anything we discussed tonight, man. This
it for sale?
Maybe to me, you know, so that's a big one.
And it's for sale.
Not right now.
Oh, we got it not right now.
Well, this is the only thing, right? This is the thing with the inconsistency, right? Because if I tried to send it to PSA right now, they would say they would probably grade it. They wouldn't even grade this because it's wrote in it, but they would want to grade it as a proof, right? Because that's just what they know because they don't know.
Right. You know? Yeah, that's a unique circumstance with I can see.
Yeah. So to me, it's like I'm not even worried about it because it's fully dated. It's got everything right on there. Like, man, I could, PSA, man, like, I mean, they don't know more than.
Well, it's true, Justin, that sometimes we get a little too caught up in getting stuff graded because it's fine raw, you know.
Yeah.
It's a really cool item raw, and you know the backstory behind the handwritten seat numbers and you know that it's legitimate. Yeah. Maybe that's all you need because you're not trying to sell.
And that's why I probably went on a tangent with the laminated thing because I have a 1917 Chicago White Sox ticket that's laminated that they didn't want to do because it was laminated, even though I could show them 3 tickets that were sent in the same time that they did do that were laminated. But it was Shoeless Joe Jackson's, World Series debut. It's a fantastic ticket, and all of a sudden they didn't want to authenticate it, which is very frustrating to me, you know, because to me when they say that it's almost like they're saying it's not authentic, so it's kind of like a slap in the face. So I don't know. I mean, when I seen that post on Boogers earlier today, and I was like, man, I sure hope that's not a Beckett thing, because if Beckett, will be more consistent with everything, shit, man, like. They could take my money, as long as they want to be consistent with stuff. And I don't want to say, hey, drop off phone calls when I call, but at least just give me like a little bit of courtesy if I'm spending the money that I do. I'll go through anybody.
Sean, do you have any pickups you want to show?
I don't, other than the trade. I'll have a couple items next week, but.
I picked this up. This is one I've been wanting to get for a while, and it's the Hank Aaron, but it's autoed.
Oh, yeah.
610. So, there's a lot of these out here, and when there's a lot of tickets, I want it to be differentiated. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, if I'm going to buy one, I want it to be signed by Hank. So I picked one of these up, and I actually need to get it re-slabbed because it has that goofy bubble where it kind of like looks like a disc color. You can't really tell from the –
yeah.
But, that's kind of one of the issues with it. But I was – kind of one of those where I feel like if you're a hardcore collector, even though it's rare, it's a cool to have.
That's one of the best tickets, man. Like, in my opinion, man, if you're a ticket collector and you get Hank Aaron, I mean, that's the most iconic record ever be broken, and it's autographed and he's passed away. Like,
yeah, that's kind of my thoughts.
Like, man on my list,
Yeah.
So kind of recapping, Honeybee wanted to say, Justin by far got the best deal, not even close. He must have been a used car salesman, foul mouth too.
I agree with that.
And then Mr. Sports says Beckett starts 2/15, right? Is that I think that is the exact date, isn't it?
That's what I saw. Yeah. I haven't seen it. I'm really curious about the costs and then the costs tiers if they have, if they're charging more for the higher end tickets and whatnot, because I would be tempted to send some higher end stuff if it was significantly less than PSA, because PSAs is just insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to try, we've been talking with Beckett, so I'm going to reach out to them and hopefully we can get somebody from there on next week, because I think it'd be perfect timing to, man, let's hear. I want to hear all about what Beckett's doing.
Absolutely. If we're starting
man, that would be fucking amazing if you could get that on.
Justin.
Justin's ready. He's ready for that business.
Can you pull up that comment from P Daddy again?
No, I'm just saying, like, I mean, like, I just know this. For me to get anybody on the phone with PSA to even talk to me like I'm, a living, breathing human being is crazy. So to have you get like a company on here to explain things would be incredible, man. I mean, that would be amazing, man. Dude, I would be, my hat to be off, man, if you can get, Beckett or somebody like that, because I can't even get PSA to acknowledge me that I'm basically even a customer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to get somebody from PSA on too. I'm sure with all their changes, they'd probably like to clarify, a lot of things that they're doing. And man, I'll
be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of everything we wanted to go over. Is there anything else you guys want to touch upon?
I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about how the Mavs are going to win the NBA Finals now that they got Kyrie?
Yeah, that was a trade too. They probably should have did a 3-way trade with the Lakers and sent Kyrie there. So, but
we didn't touch on who's going to win the Super Bowl. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl, Justin?
The Super Bowl? Oh man, I got to roll, dude. I'm with the Eagles, man. That's Kobe Bryant's team. The Kansas City Chiefs.
It all comes back. Always comes back.
I'm a Raider fan, dude. Who do you think I'm going to vote for, man? Come on, man. Who you guys want?
I kind of like to see the Chiefs win, but a lot of people are picking the Eagles. I think the Eagles. I think the Eagles are the better all-around team, but if Mahomes is healthy, we'll see.
He's not, right?
Well, he got, he looked. We'll see.
Mahomes is incredible, man. I give him that. Man.
Yeah, he is. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Well, all right. I think that's all we have for tonight. We got people we're trying to line up. I think we got a lot of good things coming up. Ticket World's looking good, looking strong. Justin won the trade. I'll pull it up one more time.
Well done, Justin.
Be confirmed it. Congratulations, Justin,
one person
on winning.
I will say this. Can I say one thing? If anybody wants to reach out to me, my handle's right there. Feel free to reach out to me. This is all I do, man. So this is my job. This is everything that I do for a living. So if you want to trade, if you want to buy, whatever, just reach out to me. But at the same time, too, I love this. This is my passion, man. Like, I know I get a little bit long-winded, but I literally love this. And if you just want to, if you're new in the hobby, you just started this week, or if you're a long-time person, whatever you are, man, just feel free. Reach out to me at any time. I love to answer any questions. I love to help out. I helped so many people get started in this hobby, some big people, a couple years ago. So if I can help out in any way, I'd love to.
I just want to make this my background for future shows. I just want to see all these tickets.
Here, you gotta turn it around and go over there. And I got some really nice stuff over here.
Wow.
And then you got the Las Vegas Strip right there, but yeah, it's.
Oh,
I got good views over here. So
I love it. Feed the Cat. I was waiting to hear from him. Top 100 update.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to start with.
Just going with yours, Feed the Cat. Whatever you sent in, we're just going with yours.
No, the list is complete, and we are going to start unveiling it on. I don't have a specific date, but I would imagine it'll be next week, and then we'll do. It's Instagram posts. Obviously, the Instagram account is already up, and then when we have the show, we'll have somebody on to discuss whatever has been revealed and their opinions on it, and go from there. But we'll do one a day, and probably starting next week.
What's the Instagram? The top 100 Instagram?
It's top 100 tickets.
So if you want to check out that on Instagram, they're starting to create a following. That's where it's going to be reposted, and then we're going to retweet it. So the IG is top 100 tickets, just like that, right?
Yeah.
So that'll post probably a daily when we get started, and then we can repost it and just kind of one by one, slowly but surely
knock them out. Yeah. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be great. Well, all right, guys. Justin, thanks for joining us. Congrats again.
Thank you guys, man.
To the
I
Cleaners.
appreciate you. I came in third place.
Sean, congrats
I came in
on
third place.
crushing it.
Mike, I'll rank us. Mike number 1, Justin 2, me 3.
Yeah.
That's final.
All right, guys. I'm sure Justin will speak. I'm sure you'll be on again.
Yes. I
Sean.
appreciate it. Anytime you guys want me, I'm there. So
All right. Much appreciated. All right. See you guys later.
See ya.